Hey, welcome to Digging into the Bible. My name is Jim Barnard. This is a production of Tiller Coaching. All right, well, it's day 53. Thank you for joining me. We are in Matthew chapter 20 finally, and today's parable that we're going to read is Jesus explaining what the kingdom of heaven is like, truly what the entrance into heaven is like. And we looked at this parable a few days ago back on day 50 when we needed to do some math. This was the parable of the unforgiving servant, and we needed to learn what a denarius was, and we found out that it's a day's wages for a standard laborer. And so we got that out of this story. I think it's pretty obvious when you hear the story, but in the footnotes it spells it out explicitly. And so I just want to say, like, if you're doing regular Bible study and not checking out the footnotes, man, you might be missing some really good info that maybe you should grab hold of, but maybe it passes you by. That's just my pro tip for the day. There you go. With that, I don't want to go as late as I have been recently, so let's go ahead and dig in. Matthew chapter 20, starting on verse 1. For the kingdom of heaven is like a master of a house who went out early in the morning to hire laborers for his vineyard. After agreeing with the laborers for a denarius a day, he sent them into the vineyard. And going out about the third hour, he saw others standing idle in the marketplace. And to them he said, "You go to the vineyard too, and whatever is right I will give you." So they went. Going out again about the 6th hour and the 9th hour, he did the same. And about the 11th hour he went out and found others standing. And he said to them, "Why do you stand here idle all day?" They said to him, "Because no one has hired us." He said to them, "You go to the vineyard too." And when evening came, the owner of the vineyard said to his foreman, "Call the laborers and pay them their wages, beginning with the last up to the first." And when those hired about the 11th hour came, each of them received a denarius. Now when those hired first came, they thought they would receive more, but each of them also received a denarius. And on receiving it, they grumbled at the master of the house, saying, "These last worked only 1 hour, and you made them equal to us, who have been borne the burden of the day and the scorching heat." But he replied to one of them, "Friend, I am doing you no wrong. Did you not agree with me for a denarius? Take what belongs to you and go. I choose to give this last worker as I give to you. Am I not allowed to do what I choose with what belongs to me? Or do you begrudge my generosity? So the last will be first and the first last." All right, what a powerful parable that Jesus is sharing here. I think it puts a lot of tangibility into our faith walk and the expectation of heaven. It just seems interesting here that there's this group of people that, this first group that was like so frustrated that, other people would like sneak in at the last minute. Clearly, the reward of the denarius is the day's wages, but like the reward of the day's wages of our spiritual life is heaven. And that's truly what we're talking about here. And, if I'd like to think that I'm someone that started working on the first hour, maybe third hour, at least sixth. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to gauge this stuff, but I hope that, my master would view me as someone who's been laboring hard and long, consistently. But if not, at the end of the day, the prize is the prize. And I just think that, like, I understand, like, the disappointment of this, like, sliding, scale, of it not being a sliding scale, excuse me, like, that it not being fair. Like, it's got to be fair. I've got to get my, what is fair to me. But, what's fair to me is death, man. What's fair to me is to still be standing in the marketplace waiting for work. That's what's fair to me, because I don't deserve anything. And at one point we were all standing there together just wanting to earn a denarius. Like, that's what we all wanted. And, the fact that me and my friends all got that, no matter, how long the work was, it's just about being in the presence of the master. Like, that is truly at its heart, its prize. And so I really shouldn't begrudge anyone else. It's a dangerous game to play. Like, oh, he comes around at the third hour. Nah, dude, I'm good. Like, I'll wait. Maybe next time you come around. Maybe next time you come around. Maybe next time. The 11th hour is going to come at some point. I don't know how to quantify where we're at. If there's a 12-hour workday and the 11th hour is the last time he came out to the marketplace, man, at some point that's going to come. I don't know when the 11th hour is for all of us, any of us individually, but I think that this whole parable comes down to the issue of control. Like, there is a real expectation that we get to have control. When we don't, there's just no control that we have. Like, control is the Lord's. And so, the frustration of the first laborers, I understand it, but it's a matter of control. These last laborers could have missed out, and that would have been a matter of control also. We'll wait until you come at the 11th hour and 57th minute, because I only want to do 3 minutes of work. Now's the time. And so I hope you hear the heart of that there is a reward for our work, but more importantly, just the enjoyment of our work is paid off in not just heaven, but just the enjoyment of being in our Master's presence here and now. So that's what's up. All right, I went longer than I wanted to. Once again, I'm never going to get this. It's all right. There's so much good stuff, and I love doing this. So, I will see you tomorrow as we continue on with Matthew chapter 20. See you then.